Okay. Gary has consented to join us on an excursion of updating rho-bot to do voting. And basically, we just have to do the same commands that were done in the RChain channel yesterday. And it's all in the video, the process, if we forget what it was. But basically, first of all, the main voting contract was put in from the command line on rho-bot.net. It isn't put in here. So the contract is already in there, and we have a URI to access the contract. Okay, so we look up in the registry. Oh, a locker. You didn't go back far enough. Okay, we used the locker to exchange the votes. Now, what we're going to do today is going to be much simpler than that. We're not going to use a locker.
What will we do? Just send it to the channel? I guess I don't understand the locker completely.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we probably should use the locker. I don't know why I'm saying we should get around it. The locker is the way that is the thing that we use. Oh no, we each have an inbox.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first thing is you got to have an inbox. And you're going to have a URI for your inbox.
And when you say inbox, do you mean a Discord inbox or a RChain inbox or a rho-bot inbox?
A rho-bot.
Okay.
Inbox.
Gotcha.
Okay, we have to have that inbox because we need to receive unforgeable names. The only way for me to give you an unforgeable name is if you have an inbox that I write it to.
Yeah, and let me suggest, does this have anything to do with us being an agent, and an agent has to be able to receive a message? Or is that too far out there? You know, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean, well, maybe I did mean agent, but I'm thinking of the actor model, aren't I?
Yeah, we're just talking about something very basic here, a channel.
Okay, all right.
Okay, that's all we have is a channel. We have a URI that gives us access to this channel. And people's access to our channel is write only.
Okay.
We're the only ones that have the unforgeable name that can read it.
Okay, that helps. They can write, they have write permission and we have the read permission.
Right. Now, in our first iteration, we may advertise it so that everybody knows our unforgeable name and can read our mailbox. If they were to use that, of course, if they use that in the channel, we'll say, you know, why did you use my permission? I didn't give you permission to use my permission.
Okay. Okay, I think I follow that. We advertise it at first just so people can play with it, but later on we wouldn't do that.
When we run the contract, it's going to print out. The robot's going to print out.
Oh,
so everybody has it.
I see. Okay.
Okay, but you know, it prints it. You know, we all know it belongs to you, not to us.
Exactly.
So it's like we're doing it with super transparency, which is fine for testing, right?
Sure. It helps us understand what's happening.
Yeah, and you know, we can act on behalf of others if we want to go through a use case or whatever, and the person's not available.
Okay.
Which is what happened. Actually, it actually is that Dan did something on my behalf, I believe. Oh well. So we need to I guess I'm still left with the question of, do we need to create the locker? But we might as well create the locker. And the locker,
The locker is just a special channel, right?
the locker is more than that. It's a map. The locker is a map of stuff.
So
Um, you basically store things in your locker. And in order to access the locker, you need to sign a transaction. But the signing part of it isn't complete.
Oh.
Okay, so we have fake signing. And in essence, the private key is going to be transparent also. It doesn't use a real private key, but it uses a key. Not private. Okay, if we all use the same one, then the AAAA will always work to get something from the locker. But we could each make up our own. Okay, so this is accessing. So what I'm thinking is uh, um, something got deleted here. Either longer, I don't know. I may have left some error message. Try to clean up all the errors out of here. But this is 4 different responses. Oh well.
Well, this helps to go over this session because now that we've looked at it, I feel like I might be able to actually go back over this and make some sense out of it.
Oh boy, I'm way in the future. I don't know why it's so hard to get down. Go. This is valid. What did he do here? He looked up the ballot contract, and it was nil.
I'm going to stop my video. I need to get coffee and take a short break, but I can hear you.
Okay, so that was because he didn't eval it. I'm wondering if I should remove that one. Because he didn't find the address of the ballot contract. Okay, then he did it again. I should probably delete the first one. It just confused people. Almost all of us are admins here, so we can delete the garbage. Hope you're aware of that, Gary.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Say it again, Jim. I was.
Yeah, we're all, all of us are admins, or a lot of us are admins, so we can delete garbage.
Yeah, I do that all the time myself. If I'm experimenting with something, I'll post it in a channel to see what it looks like, and then I'll delete it if I didn't really intend to share it.
Okay, so here he created a ballot. Okay, he looked up and found In any case, we got the URI here of the ballot contract. Okay, we look up, so we look it up, and then we give a set of the ballot choices, and we were doing choices for the board, the RChain board, and Dan put in Jim, Steve, and then R for Rushcloth, who I'm hoping we could get on. At one point, he was willing to do that. Now he's scared away. And then we have a return channel when we're done. I guess get the ballot back. And then we set the, we get the chair channel, right? The chair channel is the controller. That's really the URI that we use to chair the thing. It's really a contract. And so let's see, the chair. Okay, so oops. Okay, he didn't get the URI of it here. I'm wondering if he deleted it. Huh. Oh well. So, I mean, it seems to me that we have to look this up. I mean, in other words, we have to register. We're not going to be able to do anything with this unforgeable name. I'm a little bit confused. Okay, we created a ballot. We got back. Okay, so the chair is then going to give people the right to vote in the election. And there's the get winner function which anybody can run. So this creates a map with two fields, share and get winner. But it doesn't register them. So this is creating a locker, right? So we can do that. Okay. But the first thing is to be able to create. Why don't we? Yeah, that's simple. We just want to create a ballot.
Simple, yeah, simple ballot.
Okay, so how are we going to do that? We're going to have something like poll, call in, Jim, Steve, Pushcart. All right, wait, what else do we need? No, nothing else.
So this is going to be what? Your command line option?
Oh, you type it anywhere. Yeah, type it.
That's the input you're looking for.
Well, I'm suggesting that, this is the simplest thing we can do. I can think of that we can get done in less than an hour. I don't know what the syntax. The syntax is open. Okay, I've sort of started a thing that that different bots take different commands in different formats.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've started the convention with rho-bot that it does a keyword colon.
Okay, that's fine.
To introduce a command.
Gotcha.
Okay, or maybe I should make it more specific, like new poll. Oh, it needs a name. Doesn't it need a name? Doesn't have a name.
Well, it's got a URI.
Except where is the URI? That's the thing that's screwing me up right now.
But I think for our purposes here on the command line, we just give it a name. Okay, okay, but you know,
my problem here is I only see unforgeable names here. How is it that we okay, so we another make a locker step. So we could have new locker command also, right? And rho-bot will just come back with my lockers registered at. We sort of want to capture this data. We don't want to broadcast it, but step one is we just print it out. Everybody can see it. Okay, and then we need an inbox. Okay, so somehow I got this is the ballot. Here's where he makes the new one down here. That one, this one, uh-oh. Okay, he looks up ballot, he creates a new ballot. Okay, he has 4 chair get winner here, which I guess is a tuple. That's returned in the block channel. in the ballot channel. Okay, then he does a lookup on the locker channel, and there's an update to the locker with this key or signature. And then he needs the nonce here. The nonce has to increase.
It has to what?
That's the locker. That's going to be a bit of a problem. We're going to get a wrong nonce. Okay, so he created the ballot and he stored it in his locker. So before you can create, we're going to do it the exact same way, we have to create the locker before we can create a ballot. So let's just say we copy and paste this to do that. But we do want to make it easy for people to make the locker, right? Because they're going to need people are going to need an inbox. And the inbox is going to be in the locker. He looks up the locker here. We insert it. We store in our locker the ability to read from it as well. So we put it. We put inbox. Oh, okay. We have index. Inbox equals inbox. That's it, huh? I don't see where we're storing in the locker. We're doing a locker update. And we're only putting one thing in there. Well, in any case, we put the okay, so, oh, I see. The inbox, the URI to the index is the one that's write only. So here you put in the inbox. What is this insert channel? What is this insert channel? What am I getting confused here? Insert is here. Okay. Now it makes sense. That's the registry insert arbitrary. So we're adding this to the registry with a plus here, which means that it's write only. And we get back the channel,
insert channel,
and we write the URI out, which the person can get. Okay, so there's really two things we want to do for a user. We want to create a locker, and we want to create an inbox, right? So there's no reason we can't do both of those things, right? And we only have to print out the inbox address and the locker address. So what we could do is we could just make this a new user command. And you take a private key. Whoops. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan for the mailbox and the inbox and the
All right.
locker.
Now the question is, do we want to use CPP,
Use what?
the C preprocessor?
I wouldn't know about that.
Well, I don't think we have to decide about that to do this. Because basically, whole thing is done anonymously, right? It's only to print out the stuff. So let's try to put them in a file. Newuser.rho. And we'll what is that? I don't mind going back through these one at a time. Remember where it started. Okay, this is I did not. Hmm. Oh boy, I'm going so slow. Okay, well, we have this code here. Which we're going to need. And this part of the code finds the locker channel. Okay, in this locker channel, ZFZ 34 definitely that's it. These lockers, here it is. ZFZ 4 and deleted his thing here. This is so you want to do this thing. Whoops. Paste it in. Okay, so we create a locker for the guy, and then we add an inbox to it. That creates a new user. The only thing we have to do here, if we want to do it, is change the key, but I don't even think we need a key. We're not storing the key anywhere. I think it would be a separate command. So this is generic, right? Okay, so this would work here, except for one thing. We have one small problem. Okay, this URI is the one that gets printed out up here. Now, this would be in par, but we're not going to have to look up the URI. We can introduce the locker channel up here, so we don't have to make a new one down here. We already have the locker channel. We don't have to look it up or anything else. The insert channel. Okay, so we don't need this new. And we don't need to look up the locker channel. And we don't need lookup. And we don't need standard out. What do they do? Oh, geez. I copied the wrong thing up here. Oh well, maybe we don't have the brain power. So I stuck the same thing in here twice. I'll just put this back in here for now. And okay, now we create the locker. First, and the thing is that we want to okay, we want to do one new at the beginning rather than do two news here because we have to use this locker channel that we got up here. So we want to add INS insert channel. We already have insert. Oh, called it two different names. What do you do? Okay, so we added an insert channel there. Hopefully that'll work. And now,
Wait, you didn't type that right,
oh,
did you?
it looks like it looks like I typed an extra I in here. And this is an awfully long line. I don't know if I should. I don't know.
Okay, now I see what you did. Yeah, it didn't look right to me, but now I see it.
Okay, so now I make this in par. With, and this goes. Well, I don't need to look up the locker channel, right? So we just have new inbox. On the inbox. Okay, and this goes. And what happened? This doesn't, oh my God. One, two meeting up there. Okay, does that look good? Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get rid of, well, we'll see what happens. Try it. Node. Percent. Blocker. At 27. Huh?
You need to have a new, wait a minute.
Okay, well, this blocker here. I define locker here. So, in essence, when I need to have this this inside the 4.
Yeah. Oh no, it's got to be inside the other 4, the next 4. All right. Has to be in this 4. Yeah, the lowercase locker.
This guy. So just one more level, right? Oops. Okay, so now that matches. What? That matches that guy. That matches that guy. How could that be? This matches that guy. This has to go one more. So what that's saying is this one here needs to go down below. One advantage of having an IDE is if it handles your indentations properly. Okay, okay, so now we should have locker and scope. Yep. All right. My locker is, my inbox is, worked perfectly. It would be nice if we could get rid of this locker update message. We don't print that though, do we? Oh, we do. Oh, no, we don't. Okay, well, that's fine. But we get this extra piece of debugging that's going to print out. It's no big deal. Okay, so let's put this, and we'll move newuser.rho into rho-bot. The rho-bot. And run a di server.js. Okay, and let me look at eval colon. Okay, and then we look at the eval colon. Okay, here we write a file, right? We roll that in it. Well, we don't need to write any file, right? The file's already written. So let's just put here by what? Okay, if the content matches new user, colon, well, this is a regular expression. Up arrow, beginning of line, new user, colon, /I, the option is ignore the case. So we don't care whether they capitalize or whatever. Okay, now we can, we should balance our, whoa, I hit something wrong here. I split the screen. Vim main help.
Thanks, Vim.
I think I hit F1 or something.
One of the many reasons I can't use Vim.
I don't know, I quit that. It seemed to work. Open. Okay, so what am I doing here? I'm going to I want to do the same thing as the eval, but I don't need to I don't need to save the file first. Okay, what I'm going to need to do is the rest of this stuff here. I'm going to need to exec an rnode eval, but I'm going to, instead of getting a file name here, I'm going to put in newuser.rho. Why don't we just do that? newuser.rho. Okay, that's all. That's all we need to do. That put it there. And what I'm doing here is I'm just grabbing parts of the output that I want to get back. I want to get rid of the storage content because it's huge. But I do want to get part of it. What is that? Okay, let's go back down to the eval and see what it does. Oh, there's more to do. I didn't get that whole thing. Okay, so I need all this stuff. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lines. $10 YY. And then up here, I'm going to do a T. Okay, so this executes it, and then if there was an error, message reply standard out. Okay, I took the standard out, but the standard out, I deleted a lot of stuff on the standard out. So you just get the error messages. There are any. And then I do a tail unwatch. Well, I didn't do the tail watch. Okay, so oops. Shall we try it?
Sure.
Was that at all useful to you?
Yes, yes, that was very helpful. I feel like I have a handle on some of this now, enough to start muddling my way around in this.
Enough to kill it. We know. Let's try to kill. Let's see if we killed it. Right. You want to get rid of the type new user and Well, the first thing we do before we restart the app is we just run it. Oh, how do we do it? We can't run it. Oh, we can. We can just type node server.js. Okay, and it actually ran. But it didn't seem to give any error.
Yeah.
So we didn't make any syntax errors, apparently. Okay, so now we want to do a PM2 restart rho-bot. Yeah, if we start KYC bot, then we get double answers in the channel. One from KYC bot with the name rho-bot. They have the same name. That's what I was saying. New user calling. Whoa!
Nice. I want to try it.
I mean, that was simple, stupid, easy to do, right? Guess we have harder things to come.
Wow. Very impressive. Well, it's failed the foolproof test. Or I should say it's passed the foolproof test.
Right. Now, you could have done this secretly by talking to the rho-bot channel.
Say that again. Oh, I got you. Yeah, talking directly to the rho-bot.
Right. But yeah. So if you're doing it, you know, so if you did a new user here, then you would keep the secrets. But there really are no secrets, actually.
Well, certainly it.
We're not using the private key.
Yeah.
Well, actually, wait. Well, you have to get the nonce right. That's going to be the problem. If we could handle the nonce somehow. I mean, we can handle it, but
So we could tie the output of survey bot to rho-bot, couldn't we?
absolutely. New poll, right? The way it is right now, the way you create a poll is you put in this whole contract, right? You can create a poll easily. The next thing we need to do is make it easy for someone to vote on it. And the problem is that we need their inbox to do it. Okay, so so basically what you want to do is vote. And what is it you need to vote? Well, a poll, you know, you're going to have to be given permission to vote. Like somebody has to create the poll, somebody has to give you permission to vote.
Well, can we use the survey bot parameters to sort of guide us as to how we want to be able to?
Yeah, but we're taking baby steps.
Okay.
What do we need to run the contract?
Well, we need all we need to run the contract is their user ID and their vote. And the contract they want to vote on. And you know, that implies that they've called our contract.
Right. Well, our immediate problem is we need to have their we need to know their inbox.
Does everybody have just one inbox? In theory?
Now you can have as many as you want, but you know it's stored in your locker with the key inbox. You can't have it's a set, so you can't have more than one inbox.
Okay, I got you.
More than one thing named inbox. Well, you could call it inbox 2.
So that sort of suggests a general sort of calling parameters that we need for rho-bot to really do any business, doesn't it?
Yeah. So
and you would want to make that as painless as possible. So it seems like they would want to.
We could have like a My Locker. Where you take the URI of your locker and we would save it.
Okay. And only that user would be able to access it through rho-bot.
Yeah, we can make something. If we use something like the C3 processor, we could do something like my locker here, which would add a pound to fine that we could use in any of our evals. We add a CPP. All right. I haven't used CPP in probably 15 years. Much. But I don't know if you know what it is. This isn't a real example. But I have a pound to fine here. Dollar locker equals this.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got you.
Okay. And then when I have dollar locker here, it puts it in. Now, I don't need to put the dollar here. It doesn't have to have a dollar sign, but I'm afraid just so you know that it's a pound to fine.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking is we have a personal, a channel, and global pound to fines for all stuff we commonly use. So the my basically what we would do is prefix all your evals with your pound to fines.
Okay.
So that any eval you could use your dollar sign variables. I mean, I was thinking of using a dollar sign, but like here, if we had my locker this, what I would actually generate would be define dollar locker. So I would just add define dollar sign to the beginning of whatever you put into the my.
Gotcha.
And from what I remember, it was pretty powerful as a macro language. So we could get pretty fancy with it if we wanted to. I don't know if there's something better to use than CPP, but I found it to be pretty powerful in the old days. I don't remember how to use it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 2:00. I don't know. What do we want to do next? Do we want to add the my command so that it knows what your locker is and what your inbox is? Or that's interesting. What do you want? Or do I want to have lunch? Are you eating potato things?
No, I'm eating elephant ears.
I see.
Yeah, I need to be running pretty quick, Jim. Can you stop the recording for a second?
Sure.